Hello friends, how are you? Kate here, obviously, it's me. How are you going? I'm doing pretty well. I've been having a kind of crazy adventure the last 7 weeks. If you don't know, I have been doing a School of Communication Foundations here in Newcastle, which is just a few hours north of Sydney. I've been here for 7 weeks and I have 5 to go. And this school is with YWAM, and it is primarily just covering the basic tenets of communication, why we communicate, different ways that how we communicate, some of the challenges of communication. We've been looking at public speaking, cross-cultural communications, as well as interpersonal communications, risk-taking, research writing, and we're heading into looking at broadcasting, journalism, social media, and other sources and mediums of communication as well. I've been learning a lot, and I think I've also just been settling myself in, okay, I'm doing okay, I'm all right at communication, but there's always things that I can learn to do better, not just in how I communicate, but whether actually what I'm communicating is getting across to you or to the person that I'm trying to communicate to, which is maybe some of the areas where I've struggled in the past, that I've communicated but it hasn't been received in the way that I meant it to, or it's come differently, so I actually haven't communicated well. I've spoken it well, but it hasn't been received well. So just working on trying to understand a few more of those challenges so that I can send out my message clearly to the audience that I want to communicate with, which is you, my friends, at this point. So I wanted to do something a little bit different rather than a blog and do a bit of a video log or a video blog or a vlog or whatever they call it nowadays. I hope that you enjoy it. So yeah, we've got 5 weeks to go, but in 3 weeks I'm actually turning 30, which is very exciting and also kind of strange not being at home around my friends and family in Melbourne and in Sydney. My dad and stepmother and my sister are coming up for a few days, which will be wonderful. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm actually really excited about being 30, and I think about when I turned 20 and what I was doing, and I feel so much more secure in myself, in who I am. I think I look better, I dress better. My experiences since then in 10 years, amazing. I've probably been to 15 countries. I've met hundreds of people. I've had amazing opportunities to connect and learnt so much in that time, and I'm really thankful for those 10 years, and I'm not scared about being 30 or heading off into the next season. So I am looking forward to that. September 7th, I will be 30. Woohoo! I'm joining the club, and I'm looking forward to all that's comes next. Also, I am thinking about what I'm going to be doing next. I have been in YWAM Melbourne for the last 5 years, and I've loved it. I committed for 5 years in 2007, and that's complete now. And when I was coming to the end of that time, I was wondering, God, what am I meant to be doing now? Do you want me to stay here and continue? And I felt like my time in Melbourne with YWAM had closed, and so I was asking God, what should I do next? Where should I go? I kind of felt to come here. It's a bit of a transition phase between being in Melbourne to whatever's next, and I've been praying and asking God about what that is, and thinking about what do I want to do with my life, and what are the dreams and the goals that I have. And I'm looking at my goals list. There's about 80 things that I just want to do. One was learn to ski, get a MacBook, perfect the double pirouette, which I'm almost there, as well as experience a whole winter in another country, travel first class somewhere, meet John Foreman, make a wedding dress at some point. All these things that I want to do with my life that I just want to pursue and not just wait for them to happen, but actually run after them. So I was thinking, how can I tick off some of those things on my list, as well as do something memorable and meaningful, and do something different from what I've been doing before. So I'm just looking into some options and talking with people in my life, so my pastors and leaders and things like that, and just processing a few things. So hopefully next time, in a few weeks, I'll be able to let you know if there's something confirmed. So I'm working on something, it's a bit secret, but I will let you know in a few weeks, hopefully, if that comes to pass. And it's very exciting, which, things should be. It's also, a big risk and challenging, but I'm looking forward to that. I want to do that, and I want to step out. Speaking of stepping out, a few weeks ago in the school, we were given a task of doing a risk project, looking at something inside of us, so intrapersonal, something within me that I needed to communicate outwards. So it could have been a struggle or a challenge, something that I've learned that was quite deep, some fears or whatever I wanted to really. So I decided that I would, as I do, I would talk about my deepest fear with 60 or 70 random people. And it was crazy. I was nervous for a week. And pretty much what I did was I talked about my deepest fear, which I'll tell you what it is if you like, because it's not so fearful now that I'm talking about it actually. Deepest fear is that in the end, that it will be my fault that I am alone, and that no one will want me, that I'm not enough, and that I'll end up without a family and without love and will be alone, and that'll be my fault. Kind of morbid, but God's been really speaking to me a lot about hope and about joy and about that He's the one that will satisfy me. So I'm doing pretty well. I'm not really afraid of that at this point, but it is a deep fear if I think down to it. But anyway, covering all that, I was able to present this in a creative way to 60 or 70 people here at the YWAM base, and through music and dance and monologue. And it was really awesome to just be bold and take a risk and step out and share this really private thing with lots of people. And I really decided that I want to start to take more risks. I want to involve people in my life and in my challenges and my joys. And yeah, so I want to encourage you too. Take a risk, share something deep, and step out, do something that you haven't done before, and trust God with a big area in your life. Don't just do what you already know, but step out and see what joy and what life it will bring you in. And I actually had quite a few people say they were really impacted by it, that they were struggling in that area as well, and that I proclaimed a lot of hope out, and that they really felt hope rise up in them as well in that area. And that was really beautiful. I'm so thankful for that. It wasn't the goal, but I'm so thankful that that was a fruit of that time. So take a risk, step out, do something crazy, and see what happens. Yeah, so I am here for 5 more weeks, and hopefully in the next few weeks, as I said, I will give you an update on how I'm doing. But I would really love to hear from you. It's really hard, especially being away for 5 years in Melbourne, to really stay in contact with people. But I really love you, and I'm thankful for your influence in my life and your support, even just on Facebook or maybe seeing you when I visited different places. I really would love to hear what you're doing and to stay in contact. I wanted to say thank you so much to those who were praying for me as a part of this puzzle campaign to see support come in for this school. I think I needed 6,000 altogether, and I only need another 1,800. So I've seen $4,200 come in the last sort of 2.5 months, and it's so amazing. And I'm so thankful to all of you who prayed and gave and participated with me. I could really value your prayers for this last $1,800 to come in, but I've seen God do it time and time again in bigger amounts and smaller amounts, provide amazingly for me and for those around me, and so I don't have any doubts that He will do that again, but I would just appreciate your prayers and your partnering with me, and especially these last 5 years as well. Yeah. So thank you for listening, and hopefully I'll be able to hear back from you. You can Facebook me or give me a ring on the phone, or email me, or come and visit in Newcastle, or if I'm in Sydney and you're in Sydney in these next few weeks, I'll let you know and we can hang out. That'd be great. And yeah, just want to say I'm thankful for you, thankful for your connection in my life, and I'm thankful to God for sunshine, and that this winter has been full of 20-degree days. Melbourne, I love you, but you're very cold in winter. Newcastle, very nice indeed. That's all I have to say, and I will talk to you later. Oh, let me turn this thing off. How do we do this? There we go.